How are you? How much does it cost to drink
At the brand new Star Wars world at Disneyland? It's
in the
finally
bar?
open. Everybody's been waiting. Everybody's been waiting. It's like so cool. How much does it cost just to get a cocktail?
Oh my gosh.
We'll tell you next.
Better bring your Rumblux.
Rumble
It's a money thing. Wait, first a video.
Rumble X.
Hi there and welcome to Todd's Test Kitchen. I come from a long line of shuckers. We're talking corn. My mom was a shucker, my dad was a shucker, my older brother, my older sister were shuckers. Being the youngest, I was the little shucker. And the lineage goes on. My grandparents, they were shuckers. My mother's side more than my father's side. Great-grandparents' mother's side, he was a tremendous shucker, huge. His wife, not so much, but he made up for it because of his enthusiasm, you know. And then I saw this thing online that threatens everything that I value in corn, which is the shucking process. And I want to put it to the test because you just can't take away a man's heritage without putting it to the test. And that's what we're going to do today. This new shucking way is disturbing. It is. And we're going to put it to the test. So let's get started. The anti-shucking video online takes basically corn and puts it into the pot and then boils it without the shucking part. My lineage of shucking has now been eliminated, and I just want to put this to rest that this is fake and the shucking will live on forever. Let's put it on the stove. Ugh. The ear of corn has been taken out of the water. It is cool enough for me to touch. Now, what this woman suggests is that you take a knife and cut off the end. Like that. All right? Now, the idea is that we're just going to pull this out of this, but I came up with, hang on, let me get it. I came up with this little idea because it looks like it might be hard, so I'm using a corkscrew to disprove this impossible theory. And supposedly, what's going to happen is I'm going to pull this out and there'll be no silk or hairs on it whatsoever. I gotta tell you, as a shucker, I'm a little nervous. Okay, so, a little bit of effort. What? What I am now looking at is almost, to a shucker, impossible. I have the entire husk in my hand. And as you can see, there is maybe one thread, maybe two threads on the corn. Meaning that my days of shucking are over. I don't know what to say. In this case, the internet is correct. No longer will my talents be needed at parties and family gatherings. because of this. I am speechless. I am speechless, and I do not know what to say. So much for my heritage, my lineage of being a shucker. My parents, my grandparents, my great-great-grandparents shucking their hearts out is now dead. I think I need a little moment to myself.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Everyone's been waiting for this, though. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge down at Disneyland. I mean, this is a thing. This is a big thing.
I don't know this much about this. You know, you've watched the film how many times? The original?
That was only the first one.
And how many times?
36 times.
Because?
There was no VHS back then.
And?
I loved it.
And you worked?
I wanted to be in that world.
And you worked
at the movie theater.
So you would gather people, let them go in, then you go in with them?
No, I would just see it after I was off work. The important thing is that this is finally open at Disneyland. It's opening at Walt Disney World in August. But man, this thing, I mean, it's everything you imagine is there, and it's incredible.
Oga's Cantina.
But it's also so spendy.
Now, what is the ship that is the centerpiece of
Millennium
this?
Falcon?
The Millennium Falcon is the centerpiece of this exhibit. You can walk around it. You can go in. There's things you can touch and buttons to push.
That'd be cool.
Whether you're an engineer or the pilot, it doesn't matter. You can do this. I can see how cool this is.
Awesomeness, yes.
This is wonderful, but then maybe perhaps you get parched.
You were thinking the sun is hot. I would like a cocktail.
You better have brought your big wallet with you, your big space wallet, your galaxy wallet with you.
Why? Because
they have this rum drink that they're going to give you.
Is it Mos Eisley Cantina? Okay, go on.
Yeah, $75 down to $32.
For one drink.
Oh, 32 doesn't have any booze in it. 75 does, but it comes with a souvenir.
You get a commemorative plastic mug.
This is true.
For your $72 rum cocktail.
And they have some other items that you can drink, the adult beverages, because why? Because you're flying in space, and why not?
Okay, I think every one of us who ever takes our children to Disneyland goes, this is not going to be a hugely budgeted trip. You know that you save money, you do your best with hotels or cheap airfare, but when you get there, you know it's going to cost you.
It is.
But $72 for a
Yub
cocktail.
Nub. The Yub Nub is a spiced rum drink with fruity mixer. Good for everyone. And it's $42. $32 if it doesn't have any booze in it.
Isn't that the point of buying a cocktail, is that it would have booze in it?
I'm not from another dimension.
Okay.
Now, the Disney World one opens when? In August? Mm-hmm. So this is a big deal.
Oh, no, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's like the biggest thing that's hit for a really long time.
I mean, all you crazy Disney people, you're on your way there. You're gone.
My brother and my sister-in-law are probably already there. You know
You're
that.
on the road right now.
Totally.
You're on the road right now.
All right, moving from happy and wonderful to kind of like awful. There's 5 nursing homes that just reached in the top 50 most horrible in the nation.
And I saw this, and I specifically wanted to name them.
Well, especially because my dad was in a care center, and they were wonderful.
My dad was
and we
in a
loved
care
them
center
so much. They were incredible for my dad. But,
my mom was in a care center.
But these are your people, and to put them in a place where you can't count on them taking care of them. The persistent record of poor care, that could be anything from theft to inattention to sexual assault to a myriad of awful things. Pine Creek Rehabilitation and Nursing, Rocky Mountain Care, Hunter Hollow, Copper Ridge Health Care, Mountain View Health Services, and Lowman Peak Nursing and Rehabilitation.
Get your people out of there.
Just so you know.
Period.
That's all I'm going to say.
No, actually, you know what? Do it again.
Say them again.
Say them. These are parents.
Pine Creek Rehabilitation and Nursing, Rocky Mountain Care, Hunter Hollow, Copper Ridge Healthcare, Mountain View Health Services, and Lowman Peak Nursing and Rehabilitation.
This was a national deal, investigation. This is what they came up in Utah.
This is a Senate investigation where they're just like, they did a sweeping national thing and went, where's all this coming from? What are the consistently poor results that are coming back over and over and over again? And that's what they found.
Okay.
Let's go to something happy, rental. Now, you know now we're at the point now where you can source out anything from your home to your storage shed to your car. I mean, it's awesome.
A private jet plane. You can actually, like Airbnb, literally Airbnb.
You know, we got so many jets hanging around.
We
just
do.
laying there.
God,
we should throw some of them into service,
They're
right?
everywhere.
Anyway, this is the latest, and this makes good sense. Your tools are crazy expensive, right? And you have some that you've taken care of and you've treasured over the years.
Yes.
But tools are really expensive.
Depending on,
Well, Nick Brunson and Dan Salmons were trying to remodel Nick's home in Salt Lake a couple of years ago, and they're millennials.
Right.
They didn't, and they're like, I have to pay how much for a saw? You know, they were trying to figure out what they could do to afford this
you got
stuff.
a compressor, you got pneumatic tools, you got nail hammers.
So they started running online ads because they were desperate. Like, does anyone have this? Could you rent it to me for a small amount of money?
Nice.
And they started getting really good results from people like, well, yeah, I could do that. You come pick it up. I'll charge them. Yeah, sure. And they're like, this is awesome. So they remodeled his house, sold it, and then used the money to move to California and begin rental. Now, that's RNTL. And basically, it's great. It works the same way that Airbnb does or anything else, where if you've got tools for rent that you don't mind renting, they show pictures, they show how everything works. You set a price. People sign up to rent those. They pick them up and pay for it and return them. And they said that Southern California has been fantastic.
Compressors.
As a matter of fact, the app is doing so well, they're going to open up this summer in Salt Lake in another market.
Really? Okay, so here's an analogy. Okay, you ready? So, hotels, motels, Airbnb, Home Depot, tool rental places, Diamond, rental.
Rental.
These guys.
Rental. I like everyone uses initials now, and I have a hard time going rental.
That's the way I spell, so it makes total sense to me.
But isn't that cool?
That is very cool. It is cool. It's like bringing it home, isn't it? It's kind of like bringing it home. It's just like, I don't know. There's something about, I'm going to rent this from you. You're a person, not a corporation. And we're going to have this thing.
Well, you and I have talked about this, like Airbnb. How sad that it couldn't have been open during the Great Recession, that maybe it wasn't as big then, because that could have saved so many homes.
It would have saved so, in the 80s.
If you thought about if you'd had that chance to rent out part of your house and get some money through Airbnb to make your mortgage payment, how many houses would that have saved them?
But and if you look at Forrest Gump, right? How does his mother survive?
She had a boarding house.
She had a boarding house.
My grandma had a boarding house.
There you
she
go.
ran a boarding house. It was very cool. All right, explain to me the structure of these next two things.
Which one do you want? I'm going to do the seaweed first.
All right.
They found the next thing for kale. Finally, kale is off the top.
Kelp is now the new kale.
Go away, kale. Yeah. Now it's kelp.
It gets worse. I didn't think it could get worse.
Kelp. When I was growing up, we used to decorate ourselves with it, like sashes.
Well, you lived on the ocean, so you could do those things.
On the East Coast, and walked around like kings, and it's like, I have a sash of kelp. It's the thick
we took
leather.
the kids back there for your folks' cabin, and you'd like dress up like the.
You had to.
It was
you had to. And anytime you see a picture of a sea otter, they're on their back.
On kelp.
On top of kelp.
Because it's floaty.
So anyway, that's the new food. It's high in protein. It's rubbery, but it's not kelp.
How do you eat it?
Well, some people they've dried it and used it as a seasoning. Other people are eating it instead of pasta. They're doing all different kinds of stuff with it. Oh yeah, yum.
Okay, I will accept zucchini pasta because we've been through this, but I'm not going down to kelp pasta.
Like instead of noodles, you can
like
have
lasagna. You'd layer it with kelp instead.
Yes. They have it in 20 countries around the world, and it is harvested and it is renewable, and it just keeps growing. And there are forests. They call them forests because they grow from a stem off the bottom and they go up like
to the
this.
top, yeah.
And that's kelp. It's your new kale. You know what? I don't care if it was sea lice. I would eat it more than kale. That's all I'm going to say.
I had no idea you were so harsh about this.
Kale
Speaking of creepy things from the ocean.
This is how you ruin yourself. Now, they always talk about stuff is to find something you love, turn it into a business so you hate it. Mm-hmm. Fishing is like that.
Yeah, sadly,
a lot of people I know were avid fishermen, and they became guides and stuff, and it turned them to the point where some
I hate all of the fish.
where they hated it. They ruined it for themselves. There are certain foods like that as well. Now, if you were going to do a food eating contest,
Nougat.
you would do nougat. I would do.
Nougat.
I don't do them. I wouldn't.
Trader Joe's has nougat right now, as a matter of
Chicken
fact.
wings is the closest thing I can think of, but
Really?
not the super hot ones.
But you don't even like chicken wings. When do we ever have
would-
chicken wings?
I would just sign up for the contest so I could eat some. I wouldn't like try to go for the record. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
What about
Acme.
Acme
Same
Oyster
thing,
House.
Same
What,
thing.
in New Orleans, the one we go to?
Yeah, we've been there, and
We love Acme Oyster
and
House.
it's like picnic benches and fun and relaxed and throw stuff across.
You go
the
during
table.
crawdad season. It's awesome.
The muddy puppies, and so basically they have a competition
They
every
call them
year.
mud bugs, not muddy puppies.
Whatever you want to
Are
call
you
them.
thinking hush puppies and mud
No,
bugs
they're
and you
going
squished
in-
them all? Would you like to continue?
Perhaps.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
So they have their annual oyster eating contest, which is I am totally against
These are
contests.
raw, right? The
Yeah,
slimy
the way they
gelatinous.
should be. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I got to tell you, having had food poisoning twice from oysters, when you eat a dozen or two, there is a chance that in there is a bad one if you're not on the coast, if you're not at the source.
And I'm
So
thinking if you're shoveling them down your gullet at like 30 seconds an oyster, it's harder to taste the nuance of said oyster to go, why?
well,
that
like
one
you're going to
perhaps does
spit
not
one
taste-
out at that point? No.
Well, if you think it's bad, I think you would, especially if you've ever had food poisoning from an oyster.
Darren Deenan from Orange, Virginia, he won for the second year in a row.
The oyster eating contest. How many did he consume?
All right, so you had 8 minutes. Take a crazy shot at how many oysters, raw oysters, he ate in 8 minutes. Wrong, 44 dozen.
What? I thought you said 44. You meant 44 dozen, meaning
44 dozen times 12. 44 dozen. Okay, so if you ever loved oysters, now you don't.
No, it's all over.
You wouldn't eat one.
Well, I would eat them if they were cooked. I loved cooked oysters.
but
It's
you
just
know,
the
you
slimy
would. This is raw oysters. Last year he won. He
44 dozen.
he only ate 41.
Oh, well, there you
What a
go.
wimp. And this year he did 44.
There is no joy there. There's no joy. Tell me something good. Let's move this along to something happy. And this
My
is going to kill
stomach
you.
just hurts thinking about him.
We were talking about Home Depot, and I had a chance to talk to this gentleman who posted this on Facebook, by the way, and he's so cute. He really does sincerely look for, like, the thing that he thinks the Lord wants him to do every day.
Right.
He is adorable. But anyway, there's Home Depot employees. Christian and Justin Moore walked into the Home Depot in Georgia. They have a little one, Logan, 3-year-old son. He has hypotonia, which is a condition that makes it difficult to build strong muscle mass, which you would need as a toddler to grow and be able to walk and,
Right.
and do large muscle movements.
And he's got a lot of the walking down, except for he
Yeah, and
needs some help.
His physical therapist said, get him a gait trainer, and which is, you can walk and it trains you. And
Yeah,
then his
just-
parents looked it up and they're like, I don't think our insurance
go
is
out
gonna,
and get that $400 item.
I
Go
don't think
for it.
our insurance is going to cover it, and they're freaking out. And then they went online and they're like, maybe we could build one. We could do it out of PVC pipe.
Sure.
So they went to Home
Brilliant.
Depot with a list of the tools and materials they need, and they were holding Logan, and the employees looked at the list and they went, so what are you doing? And they said, this is including the store manager. They said, we're going to get the parts together. We're going to put this together for you. Go get some ice cream. And they went, what did you say?
Little measurement on the kid.
Our beloved orange vest guys get to work. They went and got ice cream, and they came back. By the time they'd returned, the Home Depot employees had assembled a brand new walker for Logan.
Right.
And they said, it took everything I had not to cry. They had even written his name across the front. And he said it has such a hard time doing things that would be easy for most children his age, but he keeps trying. And the fact that they saw this and they did this for him, and they wanted to make it easier.
Yeah.
And of course, Jeffrey Anderson's one of the employees, and this is when I talked to, and he said, everyone was crying to see Logan walk around with the biggest smile on his face, and when the family tried to pay us, we said, no way, this one's on us. Thank you to all of us for being allowed to serve this little guy. I cannot win. I've got to find it. Tell me something good that doesn't make us cry.
Seriously.
I'm so sorry.
You suck.
I know. How about this?
All right.
We've been betrayed.
Well, of course we have.
We
how many
have
times?
been betrayed. Okay, you know those rousing games of Uno that we played when we were camping with Jen and Ryan? And this is when you start stacking, like maybe you've got to pull 4 and then someone, and you stack it, and then the next person's like, oh, thank God, I've got one, and they slap it on top.
Okay, let me say this. We just found out that rule.
And it was awesome.
And it's like, suddenly it's like, you can pick 2, you can pick 2, pick 4, and you just keep laying the cards down. That final person,
Poor
next
soul's
thing you
picking
know,
87 cards.
He can't even hold them.
It's awesome.
And she's 8.
Well, so we'll get over it. All right, this is horrible. The official Uno Twitter account.
No. This is from Uno.
The official Twitter account said, you are a dirty, dirty cheater.
Oh, my gosh.
They said, if you haven't read the rules properly, if someone puts down a draw 4 card, you must draw 4 and then your turn is skipped. You can't put down a draw 2 card or a draw 4 and make the next person draw extra. We know you've tried it. People were so angry.
Where is this?
People were so angry they were retweeting it and saying, listen, you just make the cards, we'll do the playing.
Wait. Where is their instructions?
Well, there's instructions in most Uno games, but
where?
I guess perhaps it gets
Find the card. Go ahead and find the card.
I dare you. Legendary things. And then it got worse. Then they said, these killjoys, excuse me, one other thing, by the way, if you're having trouble and, you don't have the yellow card that somebody put down or the 2, and so you start drawing and you don't get a 2 or a yellow. You draw again, you draw again until you get a 2 or a yellow.
Right.
You're only supposed to draw once, and then it turns around to the next person. No.
Excuse me. Wait.
They have just, my life is a lie.
You have one chance to pull a yellow?
Yeah, and if you don't get it, it just skips your turn and you go around.
Well, that's actually better, though, because if you don't pull a yellow, it's opposed to pulling 20 cards.
It doesn't matter. That's the point. You're supposed to pull 20 cards. My life is a lie. Uno, you guys, maybe you should just not post any more things on Twitter.
Oh, just keep changing the rules, people?
Thanks a lot for ruining my day.
And by the way, if you have an instructional card off your Uno deck still, take a picture of it and send it to us.
We'd like to see proof.
We would like to see it because we don't think it exists.
Father's Day giveaway. This is only for those of you who have suffered through the entire show with us, and we love you so very, very much. Nothing but cakes. We have a nice, big, lovely cake, your choice of flavors, and you can give this to Dad for Father's Day. And you can't even lick off the frosting first, because believe me, I've thought about it. You just have to say the code word in the comments today, which is, pick one.
Oh.
How about kelp?
Kelp.
From to tasty. Write down kelp. That means you're automatically entered for the cake for Father's Day.
And this year it'll be great because I'll get it instead of just getting the box with frosting stuck to the top.
No, I would have licked all the frosting off. I think I gave you a piece without any frosting on it.
Whole thing, or a jump start. That's all I'm asking for.
Head start.
Is that little head start, like 4 minutes. Give me 4 minutes with a cake alone in a private space, and then I'll let you in. And then we'll let the kids know we have a cake. Okay, that's it. Right. See you tomorrow. Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
Kelp. Oh, 4 minutes.